I'm going to do a meditation. We're going to start with the breath, and then we're going to move through some points. And if you don't want to do that, just stay with the breath. But working with the breath in the way that we're going to now, which we have several times already, um, is a purification practice. Is helping to open things up, release things, and I hope some of you, or many of you, are doing this on your own. So just bring your attention to the breath. And watching the in and out breath at the nostrils, area between the nostrils and the upper lip. I have a sense of the breath as it's moving into the body and as it's moving out of the body. Or if you have another area, your home base, then work with the breath there. Catching the very beginning of the in breath through its entirety until the moment it ends. And catching the very beginning of the exhalation through its entirety until the moment that it ends. Now observe the breath energy as it moves from the tip of the nostrils to the third eye, the area between the eyebrows. Imagine the breath energy moving in on the exhalation and ending up at the third eye. And on the exhalation, imagine it moving from the third eye down through the nose and out through the nostrils. Now imagine the inhalation beginning at the third eye and moving up to the crown, top of the head. And the exhalation, the breath energy moving from the crown to the third eye, and back and forth between these two areas. Now imagine the inhalation beginning at the crown chakra and moving down to the area in the middle of the brain, ending there. And then the exhalation beginning in the middle of the brain, moving up and ending at the crown, the top of the head. Now imagine the breath moving from the middle of the brain down to the throat and ending there on the inhalation, and the exhalation moving from the throat chakra back up to the middle of the brain. And now moving the breath between the throat chakra and the heart area. Inhalation beginning in the throat, ending in the heart chakra. The exhalation beginning in the heart area and moving back up to the throat. And now moving the attention between the heart chakra and the transformation center. That's the area 4 finger widths below the navel. So the inhalation begins at the heart chakra and moves down and ends at the transformation center. And the exhalation begins at the transformation center and moves up and ends at the heart chakra. Now bring your attention just to the transformation center and connecting with the breath there. And then from there, imagine with each in-breath, the entirety of the body is being filled up with the breath. Imagine from the transformation center, with each in-breath, energy is disseminating throughout the entirety of the body. And you can imagine that energy to be, if you wish, a pure white in color or clear, crystal-like in color, or without color and just being with a sensation of the breath energy as it moves through the entirety of the body. But regardless, you're filling up with each breath. You're filling up the body with this calm, purifying energy. See if you can bring it down to a cellular level. Every part of your body, every cell in your body is being bathed in this breath energy. And rest in this for a while. You can imagine this energy filling up your spine with each inhalation, breath energy moving up, opening up the spinal canal. Maybe there's a color to it, or a sense of deep space. And now that is spreading everywhere in the body, through all the nadis, the blood vessels, the nerves, the bone. Imagine your body being filled with nothing but space, similar to the space in the room around you. It's wide open, infinite space. Still connecting with the breath, but imagining the body filled with this wide open, infinite spaciousness. Now let go of any doing at all and just rest in silence, in stillness. May all beings live in peace. May all beings live in harmony. May all beings live in peace and harmony. So, basically the template of that meditation is connecting with the breath, moving through energy centers in the body, which helps open up energy flow. And then disseminating that energy from the breath throughout the entirety of the body. That's the basic idea. And sometimes in this practice, you will begin to have a sense of a light, perhaps a white light, or perhaps a sense of just spaciousness, or just a blissful sensation, whatever that may be, whatever comes up for you, then you can stay with that and get that to disseminate, feel it going really, really deeply into your body, through the spine, through the nerves. You can visualize the nerves, the blood vessels, the nadis, which are the energetic channels from the Ayurvedic or Hindu perspective, or the meridians, but just a sense of a deep flow throughout the entirety of your body. And sometimes you can also overlay, you can visualize, consciously visualize white light or deep space. You can visualize that and then use that as part of your practice. So sometimes you just let what's occurring, the bliss body, or there might be a natural experience of light, but other times you can use a visualization of light or spaciousness and allow that to move through the entirety of the body. And then at the end of the meditation, you just let go of any doing at all and just rest in stillness or quietude. So you have the concentration, right, to kind of slow the mind down, connect with a more subtle level of your body, and then open up your awareness to move through the chakras or energy centers, and then disseminate that energy throughout the entirety of the body. And then, when you're familiar with this practice or this style of practice, what happens is you'll have your own experience. So, what is your experience once you get relatively concentrated and you're working with the breath and you're working with the body? What's the experience that manifests in you? Go with that. But on one level, what happens is our perception becomes more subtle. And the more subtle our perception comes, the more we're affecting more subtle areas of the body, more subtle layers of the energy system. So as the mind becomes more subtle, it's connecting with those more subtle layers of the body, of the energy system. That's what you're feeling. You're not making it up. You're connecting with. And as we connect with these more subtle levels of energy in the body, that's the purification work. With a harmonious flow of breath, with a harmonious flow of bliss energy, that's going into these more subtle layers, levels, and opening up and rebalancing. And how do you know the practice is working? Well, in those moments during the day where you press the pause button, even for a moment or two, you start to feel this in your body. You start to connect with those levels in your body. You press the pause button and the bliss is there. It's there. And the more times we do this, the stronger the imprint on our being, the stronger the imprint on our being. The more it becomes ingrained in our energetic being. The more it becomes imprinted in whatever this thing is that we are. You start to carry it with you. It starts to inform you. And then when times are difficult, it's easier to access.